Welcome back to another segment of Buckingham Business Review. I'm your host, Bernie Wolford, President and Founder of Buckingham Associates. And we're once again very pleased to have a fourth and final segment with my guest, Holly Frew of Write2Market. Holly, in previous segments, we've talked a lot about Write2Market. We've talked about some of your personal history. In this segment, I would like to really maybe get down in the weeds, and let's begin by talking about the subject of press releases. Good news, bad news. I, for free, can do a press release. That's good news. Mm-hmm. Bad news, so can 10 million other people. And so it's like we're forming a logjam, we're competing for editors' time, we're competing for space. How do I do a good press release that gets mine to be the one that's selected?
Well, actually, in today's digital age and with social media, there's an ongoing argument in the PR world that the press release is dying.
Really? So I don't have to worry about this topic then.
Because of what you just said. Our world, digital marketing, everything, it's all about relationships, and journalists, they want a targeted pitch rather than a press release. And so how we really use press releases for our clients, and what we advise is, definitely put them out there. When you have a big announcement, you definitely want to get it out there, but you also want to use it more as a platform to really do a targeted pitch. So have that list of journalists that would be interested in this news, and personally reach out to them regarding your news. And in some cases, reach out to them before you submit the press release, and that could end up being, a story where they want to cover it exclusively before the news breaks, which is really great. So our advice is to really, when you do write the press release, make sure that you have all of the important information at the very top, have a strong newsworthy headline, put it out there again as that platform, but really do a targeted pitch cycle where you're reaching out specifically to reporters that would be interested.
So despite all of the things I can read about keywords and tags and so forth, there's nothing like a direct contact to a journalist who I think has interest in me and my story.
Oh, definitely. Okay. If you can take your press release and craft it into a pitch that really speaks to a journalist that you have followed their coverage, you really know what they cover, and you can craft a pitch that really speaks to them, that's going to go so much further than writing and putting a press release on the wire. Makes
sense. A rifle shot instead of a big broad shotgun. Shifting gears once again into this whole, how can I become effective in doing these? Let's talk a little bit about preparing a client for a media appearance. First time we met, you brought a client onto a radio show I was doing. I remember that very distinctly. He was very, very good, and I couldn't help but think that didn't just happen accidentally, that he had been prepared. What are some of the things that you personally in Write2Market might be doing to prepare one of your clients for radio or video appearance?
Well, the most important thing is to really give them good background on the reporter that they're going to be speaking with, that they're interviewing with. So we always make sure that they've read or seen some of their recent segments or articles, that they're very familiar with what exactly they write about and some of the topics that they're interested in. We also, in our conversations with the reporter, really gauge, what is it about this story and that they are particularly interested in and want to hear from our client on. And so that's where we come together with the client and do some prep. A lot of times we do some prep time with them, and then we formulate some really good, strong talking points and make sure that they have those in front of them and that they have those to go off of. And that, coupled with really being familiar with who they're talking to, really helps them be the strongest source that they can be for that reporter and get some good coverage. Otherwise, you could end up getting cut out of the story, which you never want that to happen.
Makes so much sense. What is the reporter thinking? Why are they asking me to be on and being prepared for their expectations? I might have my agenda, but being prepared for their expectations is much better. Well, Holly, once again, thanks so much for being with us. Before we sign off, what is the best way for our audience to make contact with you and your firm, Write2Market?
Well, I can be reached at holly@write2market.com is my email. You can also follow us on Twitter. My Twitter's at hollyfrew, one word, and Write2Market is at Write2Market.
Very good. Well, once again, thank you for joining us on this segment of Buckingham Business Review, and we hope you will return for additional segments. Great conversations with great people such as Holly, concentrating on the intersection of strategy, tactics, and people. So this is your host, Bernie Wolford. Until we're together again, so long.